for attending today. I'd like to call to order the July 16, 2018 meeting of the Limestone County Commission. Public comment, Pamela?
First up is Steve Tucker.
Mr. Tucker, are you here?
He is.
Yes, sir. If you'd like to come right down here.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I appreciate the chance to speak today. My name is Steve Tucker. I live in District 4, 29732 Lester Road. Myself and many more others would like to keep the county road open to the iron bridges. This road to the iron bridges has been closed off on both ends at this time. And I know the bridges are not suitable for vehicle traffic, but all we're asking is to have access to the water to launch their canoes and kayaks. Many people from all over the county like to canoe and kayak Sugar Creek. These are good, tax-paying, voting citizens from all 4 districts. Many more citizens would like to keep the road open. More people like to keep the road open than the few that wish to close it forever. Right now, the road is closed on both sides, and I'm not sure if it's legally closed or not without a vote from the commissioners. The Iron Bridge is actually a landmark to many in Limestone County. A lot of the West Limestone seniors had their senior casual pictures taken at Iron Bridge. We have formed a cleanup committee to keep all the garbage picked up at this site and others on Sugar Creek. I stopped this morning and cleaned up at the 99 Bridge. We will also be meeting with Sheriff Mike Blakely to have the county officers check the bridge visitors during their patrol, especially on Friday evenings and Saturdays. It seems like over the years a few bad apples spoils the rights of the majority of good citizens to access the creek with their family, friends, and children. Many a good float has been made to or from the iron bridges for years with no loss of life or lawsuits that I can remember. We are asking for a yes vote to keep the county road to the bridges open and remove the iron posts and cables blocking the county road to the creek in District 4. I thank you for your time today. Is there any questions? Easy questions?
I just want to mention we've started we've been petitioned to give it back, as you know, and there's a public hearing, hasn't been set, but there will be a public hearing where everybody can come and discuss that issue.
Okay, good. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming.
All right.
Is it a county road?
Yes, it is a county road currently.
Who blocked it off?
Oh, when the bridge was closed back in 2006, 2007, and we've put several barriers at time to time, and people come out and we drag them down with the tractors and everything. There's a barrier now there at the road where Sugar Creek turns into Inez. And it's cabled off right now.
Yeah, we know, it'd be too much money to ever, rebuild the bridges and all, but, we just like to keep the county road access open to the creek, we could get down there, launch our canoes and kayaks, and promise to keep the area clean. That's usually your main problem. You got people that trashes the place, and then you have some people that's, not always behaving as they should. That's why we're trying to cover all the basics, so, so we can get it open again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Tom Hill, Limestone County Economic Development Association.
Thank you very much
Yes,
for allowing us this opportunity today. As you know, we normally just submit our request in writing, but we chose to come before you today, so we appreciate that very much. I would like to introduce all our board members that are here, if you would mind standing. Limestone County Economic Development Association. Thank y'all for coming out today. Now, plant manager John Lucius at Steelcase, and he's now past chairman. As y'all know, he was chairman during the year. He's now past chairman, still a member of our executive committee, and I'd like to ask John to come present our request.
So I know we've submitted our request in writing, so I'm not going to insult your intelligence by reading it to you. We've had a chance to meet with everyone but Commissioner Hill, with the exception of him. But we're requesting an additional $30,000 to cover salary and benefits for a person, as Tom's retiring this year, We would like to have a 6-month overlap, and this is an addition to our typical request, so that's the reason why we felt like it was important that we come and ask for this in person, since it's not the standard request that we would have. And I know we've had some time to think about it since we've all talked, so if there's any questions that we can try to answer, we'll do that.
John, that's a one-time.
Yes, sir. That's the one time. There's also an additional $3,000 that we're requesting that would be reoccurring as part of the move to the Chamber of Commerce, the new Chamber of Commerce building.
That's the rent? The
Yes,
rent
sir.
increase?
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you,
All
gentlemen.
right, thank you.
Marcus, let me say
Yes,
one
sir.
thing. The LCEDA board members, you're welcome to stay for this entire meeting. There's several other budget requests, but I know some of you are busy, and if you want to ease out now, you can do it. Thank you for coming. Y'all have some dollars here if anybody would like some.
Hey, Steve.
Miss Paula
I like him.
Reader?
He brought donuts.
I've got it, didn't
You asked for Paula, but you got me.
unfortunately.
For you.
You, Paul.
Thank you.
I thought,
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to come speak with you. I'm here again as the chairman of the library board. Just got a 3 or 4 page document here that kind of shows the number of patrons. I'll let you peruse this, but the yearly visitors over 100,000 now. Over $4.3 million worth of items have been borrowed during the past year. You can see our collection size on the bottom of the first page. And if you look at the second page, this is what we believe is the return on investment for the county. So the county, I believe, gives us $80,000. This is the number of books checked out, programs attended, computer use, database searches, and reference assistance from county patrons. So for every dollar that you've given us, we've essentially returned $47 worth of services to county patrons. On the third page, the item to note is that it appears that the number of county card holders is tending to increase. So we're now at roughly 61% of the patrons are county patrons. So we're asking for an increase on the next page from 80,000 to 145,000 to cover that. And one thing that Paula brought to my attention, once the county trips the 100,000 member mark, then we have to actually increase hours by 3 hours a week. So, I don't know. I think we're getting pretty close. Mark, you may be able to tell me. I don't know what the latest census is, but, we would probably be getting.
95,000.
Yeah. So I don't think we're very far away from hitting that 100,000 mark that's going to require us to be open an additional 3 hours per week. And Paula, you may be able to say better when they would push that through to us.
The official numbers will come to us from the state in October, so that I will be honest, it directly affects our state aid. If we're not in compliance with the state regulations, they will cut our state aid, which is a significant funder to the library as well.
Right. Do you have any questions?
Can they not find somebody else to speak for?
No, they can't. I mean, it's embarrassing that you
I
have to
mean-
listen to me. I'm fully aware of that. I will try to get Frank McCollum or someone to come
years
in.
ago if you'd have just spoke.
Well, I mean, I can let her come talk now if you want me to.
Chris and I are good friends. That's more of an indictment of him that that he lowers himself. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it very much. Ms. Terry Richardson, the new director of Athens Main Street.
Thank you for your time.
How are you, Terry?
I'm good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. As Mark just
To
mentioned,
Athens Main Street, congratulations.
I'm all of 21 days into my new job, so if you have questions today, I'll try my best to answer. If I can't answer them, I will get back to you on that. I want to take just a minute before we get into our summary of 2017-18 projections, just to give you a brief background of myself and my family. While Athens Main Street is way bigger than just one person, I thought you might want to know a little bit about me and my family. My husband and I, Gary Van Wagner is my husband. We live in the western part of the county, Clements area. My grandparents through to my two sons all graduated from Clements High School. We are 4 generations of Clements Colts. My sons are currently on opposite sides of the world as we know it. I have one at the University of Alabama and one at Auburn. So Thanksgiving gets interesting at our house. But my husband is from Michigan. But, you know, when he saw the Tennessee River and the lovely little city that's my hometown, he never looked back. We do volunteer a lot in the community. My husband is the treasurer for United Way, has been for 10 years. He's the Limestone County representative for the Singing River Project and does Meals on Wheels. He and my dad also do a lot of old car restoration. I am 10 years into being the president of the Limestone County Churches Involved. That's LCCI, as you probably know it. I sit on the Athens State Board, Visitors Board, as well as their Finance Committee for the past 5 years. And that's where I graduated. Gary and I own and develop Brigadoon Subdivision. And that's kind of us in a nutshell. I wanted to share that because I wanted you to know what kind of passion we have for our community. I believe that Athens Main Street has done a lot to bring in the past our community and our lovely courthouse square to what it is today. And I wanted to be part of that going forward. Athens Main Street takes a 4-point approach, which is the Main Street approach, to our mission. That's design, that's economic vitality, and promotion and organization. And that's the way I'm going to talk about what we've done in the past and what we're doing next fiscal year. In terms of design, 2016-17, the Limestone County Courthouse just wowed Alabama Main Street with that renovation, and they were awarded it's a very prestigious award, the Excellence in Historic Renovation Preservation. This year, Rebecca Davis and I are working on our application to nominate the Limestone County Archives for that same award, and I expect that to be no less the outcome, so keep your fingers crossed for that. We've done some really wonderful renovations downtown. The Willow Cottage is a great renovation from front door to back door and upstairs. The back entryway is just as lovely as the front entryway. All of the construction you see going around the square now with we're going to be putting in green spaces. That all started with Grease Festival seed money, and then it's just mushroomed into it's going to be a lovely complement to the Limestone County Courthouse once it's done. In 2017, over $730,000 was spent in renovations just in the Courthouse Square downtown area. In 2018, the Alabama Historic Tax Credit has been refunded, so we at Athens Main Street will be really well positioned to help potential business owners and current business owners do renovations and get assistance from that tax credit. Economic vitality is the second point. It truly takes a village to attract businesses to downtown, and many organizations will come together to court potential business owners downtown. Terra Nova is a great example of getting a really good restaurant downtown. Additionally, they brought 9 new jobs, which is great, and Boneyard Antiques has also opened. They brought 3 new jobs. They have also opened up the entire 5 more rooms of that building. Don't know whether you remember, that used to be McConnell Funeral Home many years ago, and all of that is open. That brings people from all over the county in to have booths for selling their antiques. In 2017, over $590,000 was invested in downtown real estate. The third component of our approach is promotion. We have a lot of really beloved events that Athens Main Street does, but I don't think any as much as Saturday Farmers Market. We have had a great, just a record-breaking season this year at the Saturday Market. We not only bring people from all over in to purchase, but one of the really cool things we do is we give a venue for our local farmers and artisans to sell their produce and their products there. Take Emily Bryant from Elkmont, for example. She raises flowers on her family farm, brings them to market on Saturday. You know, she's one small vendor. Then you've got, on the west part of the county, you've got the Geary Farm, who brings a ton of things and really good produce from their farms. So we do a lot for the community in terms of bringing produce in, people coming in to purchase. We also do Grease Festival. We bring a lot of people in through Fridays After 5, which are going on. We do Chocolate Walk, a lot of really beloved events. And let me just close by describing our fourth, which is organization. Now that might not sound very vital, but this is probably the most important to me, because this is where we recruit our volunteers. Again, we're bigger than just one person. We're an army of volunteers that are all striving to make Athens the best place it can be to shop, to eat, to be entertained. They are giving of their most precious asset, which is their time. And just as the courthouse is the heart and soul of the county, our volunteers are the heart and soul of Athens Main Street. We are therefore asking that the County Commission continue to fund us at $12,500 for the next year. I truly appreciate your time, and I'm going to pass out my packets.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I didn't want you raising a hand.
Thank you.
You should have been a teacher.
I was. Just quickly, the attachments you've got are our 2017 financials, actuals, as they're compared to 2016 and our proposed budget in 2018. We also are showing our actuals for calendar year 2018, January to June. You've got a P&L for January through June of this year, and you've also got a P&L for January to December of 2017. And the final document you've got is the information that I discussed in summary throughout my talk, just telling you the specific numbers of economic impact of downtown.
Thank you, Ms. Terry.
Any questions? I'd be glad to answer. Or if you want to follow up, my contact information is on the top there.
Well, I think they did a good job picking the right persons. I've already told Shane that, so I think they've done very well getting you.
Thank you.
Ms. Rhonda.
Hi, I'm with the Learn to Read Council, and the reason why we chose to come today is we really just want to say thank you for the past year's support. I have two board members here with me today, Ms. Cherry Ann Ward and Ms. Bunny Wheeler over there, and they wanted to say thank you also, but also my 119 adult students who came through our program from May of last year to April of this year, our 65 after-school tutoring program students, and our about 50 summer youth literacy program students this year. Thanks to y'all, we would not be able to do as well as we do without the support from Limestone County. Most of our students are usually half and half through the after-school tutoring program. It tends to lean toward county during the summer youth literacy program. That will go on for 4 weeks. It's like a bridge to keep them learning, to keep their grades up, to keep, even perhaps to even improve their grade levels. That's what we're trying to strive for during the summer months. We give them a final party at the end because then they have to go right back into school after after the week after, we hate it runs like that, but it's just better for them to be consistent. But again, we want to thank you for everything you've done for us. We really do appreciate it. I'm in the county now, by the way. I moved last year, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So we're representative of all ways, city and county, in our organization. I've got the packet I'm going to leave for you, and thank you very much. If you have any questions, I've actually been on the job for 26 years now, but it may take a few days to answer some of your questions, but I'll be more than glad to. Just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you haven't, and that includes everybody in the audience, you need to stop by and see Miss Rhonda and her staff and see what they do for the community. It's a tremendous service that benefits us all. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. Pamela, is there any more public comment? Oh, yeah, sidle on out. Don't worry about the rest of the county government. Just
You fill me in later.
Oh, yeah.
No, sir, not at this time.
And he'll make me pay for all those little comments. Don't worry. Don't feel sorry for it. Could you please call roll?
Commissioner Hill is absent. Commissioner Turner?
Here.
Commissioner Black?
Here.
Commissioner Harrison?
Commissioner Black, would you please lead us in our pledge?
I will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All righty, first item on the agenda, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from June 27th, July 2nd, and 11th, 2018. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $2,346,149.18. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, is there any commissioners who will vote on anything going forward on this, have any conflicts of interest? If so, will they please speak out now? We'll take that as a no, and we'll move on. Resolutions and orders. First item, I'll ask for a motion to approve a resolution authorizing and approving an application to State of Alabama ADECA Community Development Block Grant Program for water infrastructure improvements within the Tanner community, and a memorandum of understanding with Limestone County Water and Sewer Authority clarifying responsibilities concerning the 2018 CDBG application. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion?
How many people is this going to affect, Darrell?
380.
Over 378 people. All right. And that will be additional, how many fire hydrants did y'all say was like 11?
I think that's right.
Thank you.
There's no further discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve the revision of flood damage prevention ordinance to continue to be a part of the National Flood Insurance Program. Do I hear such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to contracts, agreements, and grants. Item number one. Ask for a motion to approve the agreement between the Alabama Department of Transportation and Limestone County for utility relocation on an emergency repair project, and you see the project number, for the approaches and bridge replacement on Old Highway 20 over Limestone Creek in the amount of $314,610. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, the Carpenter ETC Project Agreement Resolutions. I'll ask for a motion to approve that as presented to the commission.
I'll make a motion.
A motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Nay.
Motion carries 2-1. Next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding with RSVP for the placement of volunteers as the need arises for the Limestone County Council on Aging Meals on Wheels program. Authorize the Council on Aging Director to sign the MOU retroactive to July 2nd, 2018. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. This time, I'll ask for a motion to suspend the rules to add a grant agreement to the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Now I'll ask for a motion to authorize the chairman to execute a grant agreement for Pryor Field Regional Airport from the Federal Aviation Administration to reconstruct medium-intensity taxiway lights. United States maximum obligation is $441,000. Do I hear such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no budget revisions to come before the commission, no emergency purchases, no board appointments, no bids to be awarded. Under personnel action, I'll ask for a motion to hire Trang Osmond as a correctional officer, and he's already passed his drug screening. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make a motion.
A motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion?
I think it's a she.
It is a she.
Yeah.
I said Trang Osborne.
You said he's
He.
already passed his drug test.
Well, I didn't know
But
what
it don't
Trang
matter.
was. Heckling from the, do y'all have this at city council meetings? Honorable Mr. Black, Esquire, heckling from the crowd? All the time. From your staff? My apologies to Ms. Osborne. Do I have a motion to second? Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Didn't nobody say nothing about it at the work station. The motion carries unanimously. This time we'll move to our esteemed, we actually have a real engineer here today to give this engineer's report. Mr. Massey.
We have one subdivision that we are recommending for your approval. It's in District 2. It's Legacy Grove, the Addition 2. It's a major, and this will be final. It's 40 lots. This is down there near the intersection of Mooresville and Newby.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the Legacy Grove Addition 2 as described by our engineer?
I make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Is there anything else, Mark?
That's it.
Thank you, sir. Other business. I'll ask for a motion to remove the following equipment from inventory to trade in on a Kubota KX 080-4R3A. Did you get that straight? Excavator. From District 4?
Yes.
All right, so do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, sell the following on Gov Deals. I'll ask for a motion to sell a 1996 Dodge Ram 1500 and a 2003 Ford F-150. This is from the Maintenance Department. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, I'll ask for a motion to sell the following on Gov Deals, all from District 4, a John Deere crawler dozer, a 1986 Ford F8000 rollback, and two 3-kilowatt diesel generators. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There's no scheduled public hearings. This time we'll move to report of officers. Commissioner Turner.
Yeah, I am making a motion right now, seeking approval to stripe Mooresville Road from Huntsville Browns Ferry Road to U.S. Highway 72. That's a length of 2.44 miles, and we're also going to be resurfacing and striping the turn lanes at Rolling Vista Drive and Grove Hill Lane. That's right there on that same stretch of road, and that's a total cost of $46,500. And we will be partnering with the city 50-50 on this project. And I think the city's going to take this up at their next meeting, and I'm seeking approval today.
All right, I have a motion to approve the striping on Mooresville Road by Commissioner Turner. So you made the motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Have anything, folks?
Yeah, we're still doing our best to try to get the ditches mowed. These big rains, the summer heat, grass is growing faster than we can keep it cut. It's doing the same thing in my yard and everybody else's yard I see. So I would also like to recognize the East Limestone Volunteer Fire Department. They competed in a competition over in Florence last week, and they finished third. So, you know, the volunteer firemen help us many times when we have bad weather or just any kind of instance. They're always out there and willing to help. So anytime you see those volunteer firemen, not necessarily just the ones from East Limestone, but countywide, tell them thank you, because I know a lot of people that they've helped. So it's good to have them out there.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Black.
First thing I have is the Limestone County Board of Education approved for me to assist them in removing the bleachers that were damaged at Clements High School. We will be taking that scrap bleachers. They have given it to me to pay for my employees and my fuel and all that, so I'll be taking that scrap and recycling it. So that will cover my costs. They estimate about $7,500. I really think it'll be a little bit more than that. Also, to approve striping I'd like to make a motion to approve striping on Huntsville Browns Ferry Road from Snake Road to Highway 31. The length is 12.51 miles. That would be the center and the edge line at a total cost of $24,522. We've already approved for me to do right at 25 miles. This will be, I don't know, somewhere around about 38 miles that we've approved for me to stripe. I can't afford to pave them. I can't afford to put a new surface on them, but the paint has faded such that even in the daytime you can't see it, but at night when it's raining it is really, really dangerous, and this is for safety reasons that I'm doing this.
We have a motion by Mr. Black to approve striping on Huntsville Browns Ferry Road. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
A second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Do you have anything
That's
else?
it.
Thank you. Commissioner Harrison?
We're in the process of replacing two 48-inch culverts. They're metal culverts that have rotted out. One of them's on Kaufman Road, and the other one we may not replace. We may do remedial efforts on that one on Section Line Road. We haven't determined what we're going to do, but I will make the comment that I think Darrell Samet, incoming commissioner, said that they outlawed corrugated metal culverts back in the mid-'90s, and that was a good move because I'm having to deal a lot with that, trying to replace them because they just rot out. and the road collapse. That's all I have.
Thank you. I'd like to thank all of you for coming, and more importantly, I'd like to thank you for staying. And that's not a cut at Chris or anything like that, but so many times people will come in and they have their thing and they'll ask the commission for this, and then as soon as they even had some of them storm out that comes up here and rants and reads stuff, or someone that comes and this is what we want you to do, we need this, we need it, and as soon as they get through, they leave. And never take in fact, we just paid $2 million worth out in bills, but they don't care about anything other than what affects them. And it is nice for everybody, for you to stay and say, I know Mr. Balkin comes to several meetings and stays when he don't even have anything just to keep up, but it is nice. You put yourself in this position, somebody comes in to ask you all this, and then they fly out when they do, and they don't care about what all you have to do and how many moving parts it is. But thank you for coming. I promise you the
By
commission.
the way, Dean Balcom pays me to have Charlie Balcom here. Just to
Say
get
he
him
will
out-
never, he's never done.
Just to get him out of the house.
But anyway, thank y'all so much for coming. I promise you the ones on appropriation that the commission will take all that into consideration as they put this budget together. With that, we'll recess to 10 a.m. on Wednesday, August 1st, 2018 at the Washington Street Courthouse Annex 310 West Washington Street, Athens, Alabama. Y'all have a great, hopefully dry week.